So, hello and welcome people back to the last part of this underwhelming Harry Potter experience.
Earlier this evening, Professor Moody placed the Triwizard Cup within the maze. Only he knows where it resides. Champions, prepare yourselves.
So, okay, this is a maze stage, and it's not a terribly good maze stage because there is absolutely no indication of where you're going, and the camera angle is not terribly helpful. I mean, I guess it's helpful in the way that it doesn't change. But at that, it also, well, I mean, it doesn't change drastically. It's always like viewing stuff from one direction. I was hit by, hitting detection is something, right? There's one good way of knowing where you have already been, and that is, you know, beams aren't gonna be there if you've already went through a place.
Right.
It was also cool. You can actually hear other characters doing stuff around the maze. They're really inconsistent with these. Like, some of them will come out of the ground every second, and the other ones will be like, not gonna come out right now. It's gonna wait like 5 seconds to come out. There's one good way of knowing that you have progressed, and that is the doors will close behind you if you did. But I never remember what's actually the correct way to go in this place because, well, it is very samey. There are actually no like points of you know, anything unique, any unique formations in the maze, so you can go off of, which I guess you could argue that actually does make it a good maze because you get lost in it much easier. And at least the general direction of where you're supposed to be going is just upwards. So there is that.
Hurry!
Now the maze part of the stage is actually over.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with the series, here's a question for you. Who the fuck were those two?
Oh yeah, they never did get introduced.
Nope.
But yeah, this is a bit of a clusterfuck of a location. The best way is to just run straight in the middle. They can't actually touch you if you're in the middle. It's like nothing bad can happen to you if you're right in the middle, as you see. But it's a little bit difficult to stay in the middle in most occasions, so. Yeah, we get it. It's not really much of a maze. What's also sad is for the most part, your cards do not apply for this stage. So even though your stats normally Like, you know, you use normal stats for this location, except for your spell style, which actually carries over from the last level you have completed. In that session, that is. So if you started the game anew, so to say, if you just started playing this stage on this session when you just loaded the game, you'll have no abilities.
You know, I imagine this level would be very different if they let you choose who to play as, and we decided we wanted to play as Ron.
Well, I mean, if we were to play as Ron, we would just ace it. But yeah, this is actually a pretty difficult challenge because you've never fought these things on your own, unless as Ron, you know, then they're no challenge. But it also kind of becomes a clusterfuck once they do that, because you have little to no place to run away where you won't get hit. I really do not understand why these spiky things, why these spiky plants are even there. It's like we need more things that can hit you.
Of course.
Just get on my side of the screen, please.
You can do it, Nico. You got 6 life left.
Oh, I can do it with you in the last. Don't worry about that. Harry took the lotion lessons from Hermione. Believe me, you'll be fine. See? I'm fine.
How are you still alive?
Shh. It's the lotion.
How are you still alive?
Don't question it. It's lotion. Hermione gave him the lotion. Oh yeah, fuck you, game. You can do better. We've got 1 new cards. I guess I could have done better if I did actually remember how to go through the maze, but whatever. Now it's Voldemort time.
Suddenly, Voldemort.
Oh yeah, who's Voldemort actually?
Yeah.
Cedric, get back to the cup! Now!
I'm not leaving you.
Kill the spare!
No! Avada Kedavra!
Harry Potter, the boy who lived. I'm going to destroy you. Crucio!
So, this is actually...
Come on, Harry. Let's see what schoolboy spells you have up your sleeve.
This is actually a really cool stage, all things considered. And for some reason now I don't have a triple jinx. Instead I have the ricochet one, which actually works way better. Because it's way more effective at crowd control, because you know there's so many skeletons in so many locations, and you can actually get rid of them without even knowing that. No, actually, it's very easy. I don't even have to pay attention, which is good. But no, this boss fight has several stages, and actually, it's pretty imaginative. Can be a little bit wonky if you're unused to it, but I've played this game enough.
Well, your filthy muggle mother would be proud. No! I want to see the light leave your eyes. A little...
Does Voldemort ever shut the hell up?
So now we have to control this. It's a little bit wonky, but the general idea is we want to destroy everything around us. It's not required, but it makes getting around easier. You can also destroy skeletons while we're doing this. The spell does not break, and I don't believe it actually damages us even if it gets close to us, or if it does, it's very minor, even though it's supposed to be a death spell. But yeah, we want to clear as much room as possible for what's coming next. So yeah, the spell break thing can... The spell break thing can interrupt us, it seems, but doesn't actually damage us. So to move, what we want to do is to not be right underneath the death statue when it crushes us. And once it stops for a little bit, we want to try to destroy it with this. We get a few moments to do that, and we have to do it on a few separate occasions. And once we do, it's over. It seems we can actually also damage it while it's in the short stays in the ground, but it's rather unlikely you'll make it.
Stun him!
Harry! Harry!
He's back. Voldemort's back.
With dark and difficult times comes a choice. Between what is right and what is easy. Should you ever waver, remember Cedric Diggory. A boy who was kind, and brave, and true. No matter how convincingly you tell the story of what happened tonight, few will believe that Voldemort has returned. But tell the story you must.
Oh yeah, sure, when you tell them
no,
this...
Cedric, that guy we never got introduced to.
Oh yeah, tell them this version of the story, they'll surely believe you. They'll be like,
oh, yeah.
what? Wait, what? Why this happen? Who are these people? What? But yeah, no, this was Harry Potter 4. Out of the good Harry Potter games, this one is the most default game-ish of them all. It's not actually like bad gameplay-wise, it works. It's just uninteresting. It's just boring. Compared to the sheer insanity that were the previous entries. This is just very underwhelming. And also, the gameplay is just uninteresting in general.
And ironically, the previous entries were better at telling a story, despite their insanity.
So yeah, overall, just play the other ones, avoid the last two, and you'll be fine. So yeah,
Pretty much.
That's pretty much the general idea, because they don't tell the story very well from the movie, and that's kind of what they were aiming for with this one, because it's like literally just bits and pieces from the movie, unaltered, nonsensical as they are standing right now, you know. Like, I can try as much as I want, but there really isn't as much to say about this one as there is about the other ones, which were more interesting, even though they were a lot more chaotic and a lot less, say, finished, but they at least had their own identity. They weren't just like how this one is the Lord of the Rings beat 'em up, but with Harry Potter skin. All of the Harry Potter games, even though they were all made by completely different developers with different ideas on what the story was than the original material or the movie, they made their own creation, and I think they were also allowed to do a lot more with the license than they usually are. So they created something that was actually interesting. So something they wanted to create with their very, very vague idea of what the movie or the book actually was. In fact, for the most part, I'm pretty convinced that the writer staff was just a whole bunch of 9-year-olds who read Harry Potter and then had to sum it up in like an A4, you know? That's as much sense as it makes. And most of them probably only read like every 20th page or something like that. And that's really what makes a Harry Potter game for me, you know? Just that feel of not having any idea of what's going on, but just done in such a charming way.
This one is definitely the most underwhelming of them so far.
Yeah, but the next one I'm gonna be showing off, the PlayStation 1 Harry Potter, the second PlayStation 1 Harry Potter. It's gonna be a lot more fun.
Oh my.
So yeah, here, I don't know if when this is gonna show up on the video, but at the end, I'm also showing the ridiculous year that my Xbox has produced for this game, and also how many shields it takes to finish the game.